Um, hello, 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 hello. StreamYard is killing me today, but that's all right. I'm here, y'all. You can't hold me down. I'm here. Welcome to the Meta Mind Shift Show, everybody. I am really happy to have all of you guys here. My name is Nicole Maxwell, and I am a decentralized innovator. I am your host for today. Today is Meta Mind Shift Show. Today is a show about the metaverse, where we shift your mind into understanding what the metaverse is and what it can bring to you and to your crew. Um, and I've got a jam-packed show. I'm really happy to have everybody here today. Thank you for hanging out with us. Thank you for tapping in, y'all. It is March. It is the month of green, and anybody who knows me knows that I absolutely love the color green, everything about it, all the time, every day. And that is for several reasons. One, because it's an amazing color, and two, because I was born the day before St. Patrick's Day. And so all my life, I have been surrounded by things that are green, and I might as well be a damn shamrock myself because I'm always tapping into my favorite color. But as we think about March, man, we have so much to be thinking about in this month. This month is crazy. It's full of excitement. It's full of buzz. March is Women's History Month. And unfortunately, we didn't get to show last week. I was busy. But man, it's Women's History Month. It has been Women's History Month for 15 days this month. Empowering women. There have been fantastic conversations happening all over the globe. And we have some amazing things in store for us here at the Meta Mind Shift Show in Technicol's world as well. And so, it is also Traumatic Brain Injury Month, Traumatic Brain Injury Awareness Month. And for anyone who has had a traumatic brain injury, whether that comes from a sporting injury, a car accident, or some other form of accident, or for victims of gun violence, there is a healing process that folks have to go through. And survivors know that they need resources. And so we are very happy to support Traumatic Brain Injury Awareness Month here on this channel. But I am also very elated to once again say that March is also Endometriosis Awareness Month. And so endometriosis is a big old chunk full of words that we say, but it is a debilitating disease and infliction on women and women's reproductive organs and other spaces within their bodies, unfortunately. But it is painful and it is not easy for those of us who deal with it. And so this month, I am once again stepping out and saying, I am one of the people who has to deal with this. And I'm confident and comfortable saying that because it's just me here. Y'all ain't got to, it's just me. But last year at this time, this was really the first time that I ever came out and started talking about this. And I'm getting to the metaverse in a minute. But this time last year, I got hit with a bout of endometriosis. That's what I call it when it comes to play. And I was in the middle of executive producing the International Women of Blockchain Conference. And that was a 31-day historical event. I was executive producer of that and was very happy to help put that out into the world. And so while I am helping to nurture and celebrate women from all around the planet in this historical event, I am being tormented in my own body and having to put on a happy face every Friday and saying, come jump in the metaverse with me as I helped people to understand what the metaverse was in my Futuristic Fridays program for the International Women of Blockchain Conference. Every Friday, I would bring in new voices to talk about the metaverse and what it was. And at that time, nobody knew, and people were still awakening to it. But I created my endometriosis gallery. And so that is a gallery. I've been in Spatial for over a year now. It's probably been about a year and a half or more. But Spatial is a place where we experience virtual worlds. And so Spatial is the place where I put my endometriosis info gallery. I'm going to take you guys there today if I can get my computer to hold on for a minute. But it is a very cool space that you can go and discover for yourself. It gives you information because it's Endometriosis Awareness Month. This is another way that you can use the metaverse to help people understand what you go through. And so, I'm not the only one who suffers with something. Somebody out there is suffering with something else, but there is a way to use these virtual platforms to provide understanding and to give people education. And so I did that last year. You can check it out. If you go to endometriosis, or if you go to technical.com/endo-gallery, that should get you there. And just let me make sure that that's working. But that is the Endometriosis Awareness Gallery. I want to say that that's not the NFTs, but the actual gallery itself in Spatial. Yeah, so that'll get you into Spatial. We're going to jump in there soon. Not yet, but soon. We have a whole lot of stuff to talk about, y'all. So we're going to come back to endometriosis in a minute. Let everybody tap into that. It's scrolling down at the bottom of your screen if you have not seen it. Tomorrow is the best day of the whole dadgum year, y'all, because tomorrow is my birthday. And if you want to help and support any of the things that I'm doing, if you want to show me love, you just want to say, hey, girl, we miss you, or hey, girl, whatever. All them hey girls can go directly to my Cash App. And that Cash App is technical. And that is TECHNIKOLE. Do not send it to nobody with no one with a C. My name is Nicole with a K. So technical. So TECHNIKOLE. That's my Cash App. Birthday love is always appreciated. It's from everybody. I want to show love to everybody who has helped out and supported me throughout these last couple of years. Specifically with this show, I want to thank Artsy and VR. That's my homegirl, and I appreciate everything she puts out into this world. Her creations are fantastic and amazing. If you haven't seen those, you'll see them in a minute, because she creates luxury social VR experiences. And so one of our stories today is the shutdown of Altspace. Altspace is the place where people gathered and loved and enjoyed and explored the metaverse. Like, people understood the metaverse, a lot of folks, because of Altspace. Altspace is a place where I realized I've been in the metaverse for a real long time as soon as I visited Altspace, because Altspace to me is a replication of everything that I've ever done in gaming. Like, it's nothing new to me. It was a quick mind shift. Like, oh, okay, I'm here now. All right, I've been here for years. Y'all just now getting here. All right, cool. But unfortunately, on March 10th, Microsoft slammed the door shut on the Altspace experience. They closed it down, and people, cried and they enjoyed themselves. There was an end of the year party or 2 or 3 or 5. People had private experiences, but there was always something about Altspace, and that was the avatars. And those avatars, man, there are not avatars out here like that. And so I feel personally that it's Microsoft's loss that they let that go, because those avatars, that avatar system, it felt real, and you could customize your clothes. You could have a wearables creator. make some new clothes for you. But there was always an experience at Altspace that made it different. And that's what it was. Those avatars, man, when you would get that look from that cute little avatar over on the side of the screen, or like, I got many times when folks thought I was giving them the hey girl eye. Um, I wasn't. But the avatar eyes made you think that, that avatar was flirting with you, or was really, understanding what you were saying. So those eyes would track and they would sway from like side to side. It was fun. And the experiences that you could have there were fun too. So I remember one of the first experiences I went to when I was just off exploring. I went to, I just popped into this place and there was a hot tub in the middle of a warehouse. And there were like 10, 15 black avatars, and they was around talking and smoking. Like they literally had cigars, and everybody was in like bathing suits. I was like, what the hell is happening here? But you could hear people, and because they're in VR, like you could see their heads nodding, or like you could see that like they was really like feeling that cigar, because their hands would move with the controllers. So VR is a way that we can experience each other without having to be in the same place at the same time. And so that is something that I think is really cool, that the world is going to miss out on from now on, because those doors have shut. So rest in peace, Altspace. I hope that everybody who was able to enjoy the end of the world in Altspace, that you actually did do that, you had a good time, and that you were able to collect your memories. That is the one thing. Now, y'all, I have not gone off on this yet because I was waiting for the formal closing of Altspace, but I am going to go all the way in, not today, because we got a whole lot of other stories to talk about. But this has to get off my chest because I told you so is not something that I want to say, but I did. And I want to say that this is why decentralization matters. This is why this show matters. This is why it is important to be an owner of your stuff in these virtual worlds, so that what happens with Web 2 does not happen to you in Web 3. Okay? So you know the difference, you know how to move differently. And so I have been there. When I say I've been in the metaverse for a very long time, I am an MMORPG gamer. And so I've had these experiences with people from around the world that I didn't know their real names, didn't need to, because we were having fun. I didn't care about your real name. I know your IGN, which was your in-game name. I'm coining the term NMN, which is your in metaverse name. You heard it here first. That's what we're going to. But in game names, we knew each other by just your name, or if you're a writer, you might have a pseudonym, or an alias, per se. But that is what we know each other as in virtual spaces. So that was how we moved, and we had in-game currency, which equates to cryptocurrency, except cryptocurrency is more equated to real currency. We were used to buying virtual assets with the idea of this alternative currency. We had, I hope my computer is the only one freaking out right now. We had lots of different avatars. So we had characters instead of avatars. We had characters that were inside of our games, and those characters represented us. And so it's not unlike what we're calling the metaverse now. We are not at the full stop fruition of the metaverse yet. Like, we are definitely enjoying the metaverse spaces, these virtual places that we're experiencing. They're fun, but that's not the metaverse, not fully. These are like Web 2.5 instances of what we are going to be able to do. the integration between systems, the interoperability between platforms and systems. Those are the things that are really important that make the metaverse unique and different from virtual spaces that exist now and virtual spaces that existed before. So that is something to be aware of. But yes, we say rest in peace to Altspace, rest in peace to the memories. I hope that you were able to get yours. And if you were not, then maybe Microsoft will come up with a way where, maybe you can grab a little piece of your memory to take it with you. But know for the future that that is not a place where you put your roots down. Like, it's a place that you visit and you have fun and it's a great time. But do not put your shops, your businesses, your virtual headquarters, those don't go in places like Altspace because you do not own that. It can be wiped away with a flick of a button, and we saw that here. So again, I'm sorry for everybody who called that place home. I loved Altspace. I had plenty of homes there, plenty of different experiences there, but that's not my home. All right. So we have a whole lot of stories today. We talked about endometriosis awareness. MetaMind Shift is back. So, MetaMindShift.com. You can go out to MetaMindShift.com and schedule with me. I am an implementation consultant. More specifically, I am a implementation consultant who specializes in the metaverse and digital transformations. So if you need to understand what it is that you're doing, get trained on what you're doing, understand the technology, and get that whole end-to-end funnel going, I'm your girl for that. I am not a marketing professional, and by no means have I ever been called a marketing professional. That's not my lane. I work with great people who are, but what I do is very specific and very unique to what I do. It is very hard to find an end-to-end implementation consultant who actually gets to tout the end-to-end part. But I do everything from requirements to process redesign, training, and development. All of those things in one package. And I am also somebody who can sit with you and help you understand. Like, let's say that you've linked up with this consulting firm, and this consulting firm is telling you that you need $20,000 to do X, Y, and Z. I'm somebody who can tell you whether or not they're blowing smoke up your face or not. And I am somebody who is going to keep it real with you about what you need, what you don't need, whether I can help you or whether I cannot help you. So those are reasons why you get your MetaMind shift going. And then there are also reasons why you reach out to me when it is time for you to dip your toes into the metaverse. But also, we are developing some new stuff around these parts. So I've been telling this for years that I need to make a way for people to be me, because people want to be me and they go out and steal stuff that's mine and they put it out and it's not as good. So what I'm going to start doing is replicating me. And so if you would like to be an end-to-end implementation consultant, if you would like to understand some of the things that I know, if you want to implement those within your team or within your business, you can certainly reach out to me, and we are going to start some duplications here that are legitimate ones, where, if that's what your desire is, I now offer it as a service. I'm also launching my artwork. So artwork is not spelled art. Nicole Maxwell has been making AI art for a very long time. And that AI art has lived on in many different places. But if you want to schedule with me, I can help you create your own AI artwork. And you can schedule that at the same place, and that is metamindshift.com. But my artwork is made with the power of AI. And so AI is artificial intelligence that artificial intelligence, I talk to it and I help create certain things and put them out into this world. And so if you've got an album cover, if you want a specific image made, if you want to just go nuts with something that you don't know how to do it, I can teach you how to do that too. But I can also just create some really cool images for you, and have done that for a couple years now. So the rest of the world is catching up to the things that I've been doing for a while. I'm happy to hear it. Welcome to the party, because it's fun. And this is what it's all about, is making sure that everybody can be here and thrive. That is my motto anyway, and that is you can be technically savvy in the metaverse, and we are going to thrive. We are going to have things happening in both real and virtual spaces. And so I think I said that wrong, but it's thrive. So we have each other thrive. All right. So enough about me. Metaverse spring break is coming, y'all. Metaverse spring break is coming. And so Metaverse spring break, you are going to be able to tap in with me and learn all about the metaverse and what you don't know. And you're going to be able to go and experience these virtual spaces, some of which I might show today. But you're also going to be able to hang out with me. And that website, or that address, is going to be http technical.com/spring. So go to technical.com/spring. The first session starts March 20th. So if you're not registered for that, you have another opportunity, and that is going to be on April 3rd through April 8th. These are 1 week, so 6 days with me every morning from, I think it starts at 9 a.m. to 1 o'clock or 12 o'clock. I think it's 3 hours, so until 12 o'clock. And so you're going to hang out with me, and we're going to discover all the things we talk about. So we're going to touch on AI. You're going to actually use AI. You're going to use the latest and greatest in AI to generate art. You're also going to be able to talk to AI. And at the outset of that, you're going to take that and stick it into our virtual world. So we're building up a metaverse. You're going to be able to jump in and actually do some of the stuff with me. So it's end to end, because I'm an end-to-end implementation consultant. I'm going to teach you end to end how to do some of the things that I do and get your feet wet. Understand what it's like. You're going to walk away with a wallet and an NFT at the end of it. So jump in with me. It's exciting. This is a full week. I don't usually do full weeks unless it's for a specific client, but it's a full week. So next week, and then also again, for those who are not going to be on spring break until April 3rd, April 3rd through the 8th, I think is what it is. April 3rd through the 8th, you're going to be able to jump in with me again. So you don't need to take both, and you don't need to be present for all 6 of those, or for 12 days. It's just 6. So you get a certificate at the end also. So you will be the founding members of the Techniverse community. So we're building that up. I've been telling y'all that this is coming since this show started, and I was just kind of not sure what I wanted to call it, but yeah, it's Techniverse. And so Techniversity is coming very shortly. All right. Now, what else is coming? So I've been talking a lot. We're going to go to break, and then I'm going to come back, and we will talk about everything else that's coming, as well as tap into the latest news. So stay tuned after this message from our sponsors. Do, 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 do. Mm-hmm. All right, so we're back. We're back. Welcome back to the Meta Mind Shift Show. I'm your host. My name is Technical, and I welcome you to your Meta Mind Shift. So we've been talking about the fact that it is Endometriosis Awareness Month. We've been talking about the fact that Altspace has departed this earth. We've talked about the fact that we have some really cool stuff coming up with the Technical Spring Break in the Metaverse camp. And now we are talking about the Black Women of Metaverse kickoff. And so the Black Women of Metaverse kickoff is happening on Sunday, and that is Sunday, March 25th at 11 a.m. It might go out to 2, but it is planned to be my way of saying, you know what, we are Black women, we are building up and talking about the metaverse endlessly. There are women out here who have been doing amazing things and they need to be honored. And so, just as there are spaces to honor Web3 and the decentralized folks that thrive in Web3, and just as there are places to honor the women of the blockchain, and just as there are places to honor women of technology, this is a community that honors the Black women who are building up the metaverse because they are a very specific group of women. And it is a very amazing group of women who have come and built and conquered, and they've been unafraid to step in and put their toes into the metaverse. And I cannot believe my computer is acting up at this moment. I'm hoping that y'all can hear this because on my side it looks like it's delayed. But these women are special, and I cannot wait to be able to honor them. So, what we are going to be doing is talking about the community that's being built up there. This is another community as well that is being built up. And it is, we're going to give away the Innovation Awards. And it's an innovation award because these women are innovators. So, y'all have been hearing me say that I'm a decentralized innovator for a very long time. And that is because I don't fit in one lane. I don't fit underneath a single umbrella. My, like what I do, I transition and move in all lanes. I'm fluid, just like my little Pisces sign there. But it is important that history records this correctly. And I'm going to talk about this during the actual event, how we got to this place. But I told you that I have been using AI for a very long time. I did not just step into AI in January when everybody else did. I've been here for a very long time. I helped my community to understand artificial intelligence 2 years ago. So when we're thinking about these new waves of technology, think about the people who are behind the scenes helping to make that technology a reality. Who are the people who have been helping people to understand? And it's not just the world builders, because we have amazing world builders like Artsy, and people are starting to know their names because they need something. Hello. They need their worlds created. But it is also because we have women who are building technology behind the scenes that helps make things better. We have people who are building equipment and the hardware behind the scenes, as well as the software and the technology for the future. We have women who are educating on the blockchain, like Dr. Tammy Francis. We have women like Naja Roberts, who are crypto queens, who are helping us to understand the actual currency that will be the currency of the metaverse. It might not be yet, but it's going to be. And then you have people like me who are helping people to just make sense out of the whole thing so that they can get to the other side. And so that is why it is important to quantify the contributions of women who are actually putting in work and not watching other people do it. And that is something that I feel very passionately about these days, is that there's a whole lot of women who are actually doing work and getting credit for things they have never actually done themselves. And that is a problem to me, because there are women out here who are putting in the work and they need to be seen. And so I'm all about maximizing the message. This program is going to be running on Max Distro, and that is important. So, all right. So, Black Women in the Metaverse, you can get your tickets at, if you want to attend the kickoff ceremony. It's going to be a very simple ceremony, but the kickoff ceremony, if you buy your tickets, you become automatic members of the community. That gets you your community membership. I will be talking more about what's included in that community membership, and you will also be able to join us for the revelation of the different categories that we are trying really hard to put people into, because it's really hard to put these type of women into a single category because they don't fit in just one space. That's why they're women of the metaverse, not of something else specific. But it's a lot. It's been a lot. It's so empowering for me to be able to do this, because this has been since June of last year that I first bought the domain, when I first had this idea. And those of y'all who know me know that when I get a new idea, I go out and buy the domain first. Um, so that I have that. And then I hold on to it for as long as humanly possible. And then I start to build that out as soon as I have time. So I got this domain back in June, and I have been busy, 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 and haven't had time to do the one thing that I care about, which was making this community happen. So it's time. It is Women's History Month. We are empowering ourselves. We are being empowered by those supporters that we have, and I'm excited to just be in the number. So that's that. All right, y'all. Now we got some news to talk about. There's a lot of news going on. Get your tickets to the Black Women of Metaverse conference. Get your tickets to um, the Metaverse Spring Break Camp with me. Go ahead and do that. Send me some love on Cash App. Let's put that back up there. Happy birthday to me. Yay. Also, y'all, guess what? DAOs are coming. The DAOs are coming. The DAOs are coming. The what? The DAOs are coming. They are the rise of the decentralized autonomous applications. What? And no, I am not talking about DAOs. DAOs are decentralized autonomous what? Organizations. DAOs are decentralized autonomous applications. And so the DAO is rising. The DAW is coming, and as soon as I can get it on screen, we're going to talk about the DAW. The DAW is a decentralized autonomous application, and that is an application that is self-sufficient in all ways that it can possibly be self-sufficient right now. And so when we think about that, I wrote an article about this. So those of you guys who are subscribed to me in any one of the places that I actually post my blogs, you will see it. Most of you guys will join me on LinkedIn, but you can also subscribe to me directly on my blog, which is out on Mirror. So those of you who are decentralized can come out and collect any of my articles and read them out here. So ta-da, decentralized autonomous applications are coming. And these are self-sufficient. That means that they boast the ability to self-manage, self-scale, and self-replicate. Did y'all hear all them self things that I just said? That means that you're able to actually come out here and get an application that can do it all. I mean, and that's where we are. People said we wouldn't be here for 10, 15 years, but the decentralized autonomous applications are coming. Now, as I said, I'm a decentralized innovator. So as soon as I heard this and I went out and made this little image, this image is created with AI. This is an AI example of AI artwork by Technical, right? And that is artwork by Technical. You can get that at metamindshift.com, AIRT work at metamindshift.com. But I started looking at this and I was like, oh my God, Wouldn't it be cool if like all of these could be their own app, right? So not a DApp, but a DAW, right? The DApp is the application itself, but these are autonomous applications. Okay, so these applications actually do it all themselves. So if a DAW exists, shouldn't it have its own like little mascot, and shouldn't it have its own like superhero, and shouldn't that hit superhero like actually be a superhero and have a story? So guess what? Nicole Maxwell made a book. So I made a book, and it's called The Rise of the DAWs. And there's going to be a third A on there, but it is Rise of the DAWs. That is why today's show is called The Rise of the DAWs, the Decentralized Autonomous Application Avengers. And so we are going full out with this, full and open with it. I have my characters created for everybody that you see on screen right now. They've already got a name. They have their backstories. They have everything that goes with them. They are decentralized autonomous Avengers, application Avengers. And so they are reflective of what we can possibly do with this. And there are not only heroes and heroines, but there's also villains. Villains like Centrello. You heard me, Centrello. And that is, of course, centralization. The big one, right? So I've got some amazing stuff in store, but this is going to be a community project. I want to blast this wide and open. I'm going to try to loop in the guys over at DAWs and see what they think of it, and see what we can do together. But I wanted to put this out here because this idea is fresh, and I've already started the groundwork for it, but I'm going to need help because I don't have a whole lot of time to do some of the stuff that I want to do. And of course, yes, the story was created with AI because I am what? A decentralized innovator. Of course, I use the technology at my disposal. That is the only thing that makes sense when you're busy. All right. So that is coming. And I wanted to let everybody know that. In addition to that, we also have, this is another year. This is March. I just said that. It is another time that I can tell you that I was an innovator, and that was this time last year. So last year, I created a collection on OpenSea called the She Shamrock Collection. And the She Shamrock Collection, if I can find it, I have it somewhere. Let's go technical. She Shamrocks. That might not be it. Yeah. So we're going to share this tab. So this is the collection from 2022. These are the She Shamrocks from 2022. And each one of these, we talked about this at the start of the show, but each one of these represents a woman who is suffering with endometriosis. And so these initially, like this is like the combination between Women's History Month, between St. Patrick's Day, and Endometriosis Awareness Month. And so each one of these women are named, and they are named. They have a different flavor, different style, different flair. These are the ones from 2022. Some of them are also videos. So like if you play one, their little background plays, but they're really cute. They're PFPs because PFPs were really hot during 2022. You can acquire one. I dropped the heck out of this rate on all of these. So you can acquire one for very cheap right now. They're very, very, very affordable, just in time for St. Patrick's Day. And I told you guys about this the last time we met. But the She Shamrocks are moving on. And so not only do we have She Shamrocks from 2022, there is now a collection from 2023. And I'm going to show this collection, and I messed up and put it back there, but I'm going to show this collection. And this collection is behind me. Actually, no, I got to move it. So this is a collection that I created for this year. And this collection is the She Shamrocks of 2023. And the She Shamrocks of 2023 are all sister girls of various flavors and kinds, but they are all shamrocks. and they're all out here getting it in. And showcasing their wonderfulness as she shamrocks. I have created a ton of them, so you're going to be able to collect the one that resonates with you. They're fun, they're flippant, they are she shamrocks, and they're able to actually be acquired on OpenSea. So this 2023 collection will also be on OpenSea. Okay, so you can get those starting tonight. I'm going to announce it on my Twitter. I will also be announcing it on LinkedIn and probably my blogs too. So you'll see those go out and you'll be able to see pictures of all of them. Some of them will be animated, not all though. So just something cool if you wanted to get something for St. Patrick's Day. The reason I do this is because one, proceeds will be going to, or portion, not all of it, portions of proceeds will be going to the the Endometriosis Foundation of America. And then also, I do it because it's St. Patrick's Day. And like I said at the beginning, I love St. Patrick's Day. I love everything about this holiday because it's like right after my birthday, and it combines like my favorite colors and all that together. But it's real hard to find stuff as a sister or someone with ethnicity during St. Patrick's Day. And so that is why these bad boys were created this year, so that you have something that represents you and looks cool and is fun and shows off a little flair and funk that you might have. All right. Woo. We got a lot to go through. Okay, so Meta moves on. So Meta, this is the Meta Mindshift show, and ironically, Meta has moved on. Meta, they kind of flunked on their metaverse exams at the beginning of their taking over of it, if you ask me. But they also were very domineering when it came to the metaverse. They said they came out and told everybody they were taking it over and that they were the ones creating the metaverse, right? Wrong. And we know that because ownership in the metaverse is not a thing for the entirety of it. Now, you own your plot of land, you might own your NFTs, you own the experience that someone is going to have in your space, but no one owns the metaverse itself because it's created by all of us together, right? And so we knew that. And they finally have come to understand what we meant when we said, hell no, that's not going to happen. Get that out of here. So Facebook, now Meta, has basically kind of shifted gears and said, hey, we're AI. We're an AI company. So I'm waiting for them to take over the name AI now. That's like some Nicole humor. I'm sorry. But Meta is moving on to AI. And so we saw them do this gradual shift. Like they've, over the last couple of weeks, their stakeholders and stockholders have been very upset. And so those stakeholders have said, hey, this metaverse thing, it's not working for you. What are you guys doing? And Meta has responded by saying, oh, WhatsApp. WhatsApp is the place where we're actually putting all of our money because WhatsApp is amazing. We saw headlines about that. And then now they have shifted into AI. So Meta's all over the place. Not really sure what they're doing, and that's all right. They'll figure it out, but I don't care because as long as we are empowered in this space, it won't matter what they do. They can continue to do whatever it is that they do and figure out whatever shoes they want to wear this week. And we're still going to keep going because that's what matters, is that we have the ability to keep on trucking, right? Okay. Oh, the other thing that they did. So not only are they moving on to AI, they have also said they gave and they take away. That is what these platforms do, and that is why they cannot be allowed to own our experience in the metaverse. They gave and they take away. So they gave the idea of NFTs out on Instagram and they snatched it right back. It wasn't even a whole month, it doesn't feel like. It might have been a quarter, but it doesn't feel like it. they let people start doing NFTs out on Instagram. They rolled it out from beta, and now they're snatching it right back. And so, why do you keep putting yourself through those types of experiences? I don't understand. It's not a good thing. So don't do it. Like, stop it. I'm not on Instagram a whole lot. I might get on there more, but not on purpose. It's because I don't want to. Um, I need to be able to connect with people, but and get them off of there. So, anyway, stories of the week. All right, so we've got a story here. We're going to stick with Decrypt today, decrypt.co. You can go there and check them out. NBA star Paul Pierce was hit with a $1.4 million SEC fine for shilling Ethereum Max, not Ethereum, but Ethereum Max. And so that's not him being a maxi, that's him actually shilling for Ethereum Max. Because it's a digital asset, y'all don't understand when you go out and you tell people about these NFTs and things and you provide financial advice, you are in the wrong legally. You cannot do that. It is illegal unless you are a professionally trained financial advisor to give financial advice. I don't ever give anybody financial advice, and that is why I stay away from the topic of crypto. So if you don't see that here on the show, that's why, because I'm not really technically allowed to. So we don't do that. But it is important that people understand self-sovereignty and understand what it means to be empowered with Bitcoin and Ethereum. Read it for yourself or have an actual financial advisor who is seasoned in cryptocurrency, like Naja Roberts, tell you what it means to actually be self-sovereign and answer your questions about the financial piece. That is where I send my clients who don't understand it or who want to go on a deeper dive other than the basics. All right. Federal police are taking down the dark web cryptocurrency laundromat. They seized $42 million in Bitcoin. Oh, God. No. Give it back. I don't know how that happened, but they've seized Bitcoin from someone in Belgium, Swiss, Polish, and the US federal law enforcement got together and figured out how to do that. And I think that that's kind of funny because they were using something called a coin mixer, which is an app that allows users to suppress the origin and destination of cryptocurrency moves. So that's that illegal washing. We don't do that. And we don't support that anywhere because that is how illegal things happen. And we don't want that to happen anywhere. So I found this article today, a few hours ago, and I was like, what? Salesforce rolling out a platform for big brands to create NFT loyalty programs. So this is something that I really want to talk to y'all about, and I wish I had like a whole hour just to talk about this. So first of all, Salesforce has been involved in the blockchain for years. And I discovered that in a room on Clubhouse one day because somebody asked me a question. And I was like, no. And then I went to go research it and I was like, ooh, I'm wrong. But Salesforce actually has had their own blockchain that they give out to their customer base, and you can buy it and then implement it and roll it out to your business. And it's a private blockchain. So you can have a private blockchain, just like we have the public blockchain. But when you say something is private, that means that it's permissioned and gated and that there are rules and somebody is running those strings behind the scenes. So those are kind of iffy when it comes to decentralization. Salesforce is also creating a NFT loyalty program. Now, I am all about the power of NFTs, and so this is why this came across me because I do encourage loyalty programs and I encourage setting up different types of NFTs, like so your membership programs and things like that. However, Salesforce decided that the way that they were going to do this was like this. So let me show y'all this. So on their website, you can go out and check out these NFTs. Now, check this out. The right tools for your team. Web3 Connect connects your blockchain data with your CRM. Okay, that's cool. You get charged $2.50 per $2.50 for every 5 API calls. Now, anybody who's ever developed anything knows that that is pretty steep. That's not cheap at all. But then on the other side, we have NFT management. First of all, what? NFT management. You create and deploy NFT collections from Salesforce, and they're only going to charge you $10 per NFT created. Both of these, you have to talk with their sales team in order to get them. But then, y'all, it is always important to read this old small print down here. Web3 Connect is required to purchase NFT management. A $50,000 minimum annual contract is required. This page is provided for information purposes only and subject to change. Contact the sales representative for detailed pricing information. This is what I mean by Web 2. Oh, no, you're not seeing it. Oh, my God. Okay, so go back and listen to the voice that I just did. So that is what I'm talking about. This is the Salesforce page. And the Salesforce page, if you scroll down on the NFT page, you'll see this here. And it is showcasing the things that I just read off. So just so that there's full transparency there, the right tools for your team. These are not it when it comes to small businesses. That is not the kind of numbers that we would want you to endure to stretch yourself and expand your business over into Web3. There are other solutions possible for you, and there are a lot of great ways that you can do the same thing. But oftentimes people don't know what those are, so they send you places like Salesforce because those are tried and true, right? Not in this space. You need to know what you're doing, and that ain't it. So that is for the big companies, and they're companies that aren't going to be changing over to actual Web3 models. They're just going to be including Web3 in what they're doing instead of actually rolling over to Web3. Okay, spatial. Spatial, like I said at the beginning, spatial is a place where I have been for quite some time. The last couple of years, I have enjoyed spatial, and I have been able to jump into many different metaverses, and I've been able to create some of my own here or spaces here. As I said at the beginning, the metaverse is a great way to share some experiences and information with people. My metaverse experience was created last year at this time, literally at this time, while I was doing the conference that I mentioned. And that conference, I showcased endometriosis. And so I wanted people to understand what it was. And so this is my gallery that I created last year. You can visit this in two ways. One, you can go to technical.com/endo-gallery. So dash, like the symbol, not the word, gallery. And that will take you directly here. You can come hang out with me right now while I'm in here. Or you can search for endometriosis once you're logged in to spatial. Okay. So as I'm walking in, this is the beginning. And we've got our little female Android bot here. And we're going to go right down this way. And you can see that, like, I just wanted to educate. So endometriosis is chronic, it's painful, it's common. It's more common than you think. It's just debilitating, and it's embarrassing. It's uncomfortable. It's costly. Endometriosis, and then like we start getting into the facts, right? What it means, what it looks like, what it feels like for people. So I'm just going to show you guys this so that you can see, like, and like I updated this. So last year, this was not here because I didn't have the ability I didn't know how to do this last year. But I do know how to do it this year. So now there's actually a 3D mock-up of a uterus there. So you can see that. So this is all the information about the endometriosis gallery. And then at the end, it's like, who suffers from endometriosis? So yeah, Tia Mary has been very, very vocal about her suffering. And then, because that's my girl, so I put myself in here too. And then I put mothers, sisters, and friends because we've all been suffering. And we suffer in silence. The girl next door suffers. Gabrielle Union has been very vocal about her suffering. And I'm going to update this little section in the middle and these last couple of slides. I'm going to put the new She Shamrocks here for 2023. But then I introduced the She Shamrock collection and some of the She Shamrocks because, like I said, all of these She Shamrocks are relative to people and women who are suffering and enduring from this debilitating disease. So that's the gallery. You can come in here and you can experience it for yourself if you come into this gallery or anyone else's gallery in spatial. You can love the gallery. That is really important. That lets the creator know that you were here. That lets the creator know that you saw something you liked and you appreciate the information that was passed on to you. And so with that, I appreciate everybody for being here. I appreciate you for, oh my God, no, did I really not do that? Dang it. This show is going to be edited so much. Mark, this would be one of those moments when you actually should have came up here this time, as much as I hate that. All right. Okay, so we're going to do this one more time really, really quickly. We got 3 minutes. I was going to close out anyway. So I'm going to walk through this one more time. So everything I just said is real. And, I'm telling you all about my gallery and you're not seeing anything. So let me go back through. When you first jump into this space, you're going to be right here. And you're going to see this little chick. And this chick is telling you where to go. She's our little drone and she's telling you where to go. So this is the information panel here. So I'm telling you what endometriosis is. As you're, coming through the gallery, you're seeing, kind of different images, you're seeing the information. And then we get into the symptoms. So what are the symptoms that we are enduring? This is the 3D artifact that I put in here this year. And I'm trying to do this quick because we don't have a lot of time. And then what can you do to help your endometriosis? And then, like I said, I have the women who are actually suffering. Who is it? And that's me, that's Tia Mary, that's our mothers and our sisters, Gabrielle Union, the girl next door. All these folks are suffering. And then there's a few empty spaces here, but that's because they're waiting for my 2023 She Shamrocks. The 2022 She Shamrocks are here, and they represent women who are, again, battling this disease and surviving every day. And you may or may not know that they're dealing with it. So that's the quick version of this endometriosis. It's bigger than just painful periods because I get sick of people saying that. That's not even close to the same thing. But yeah, so I hope you guys jump into my metaverse, check it out. Like I said, I created this one last year. This was a whole year ago that I actually did that. So you're going to be able to go in there and check it out. You can find it at Technical. Where did I go? Technical. I don't think I created one for this, but yeah, you can find it at technical.com/endo-gallery. And so that is the endometriosis gallery. I'm going to put that on Twitter too. And so my Twitter is going to be lit up like a firecracker tonight. Again, don't forget, you can connect with me at metamindshift.com. Stay away from those Salesforce NFTs because those ain't for us. Oh, OpenSea. That's the last thing I want to talk about. OpenSea did some really interesting stuff. So She Shamrocks again. She Shamrocks for 2023, y'all. She Shamrocks. OpenSea allows you now to create your contracts on OpenSea. And so I don't know when that actually happened because I haven't been on OpenSea for a while. But you are able to go in there and create your own contracts there. And you can create a contract through proxy, or you can create a custom contract there. And so I don't know what pricing looks like for that. I haven't checked that out yet, but that's a new feature that's there. But apparently, OpenSea is in a rivalry with another platform. So Blur is a platform, BLUR is a platform that came out, I want to say in October of last year. And they're an NFT platform too. And both of these platforms are sending mixed messages to our communities. And both of them are engaging in what I feel is the wrongful practice of eliminating creator royalties, and then coming back in and saying the other one is doing the wrong thing. So on both Blur and on OpenSea, they have both made it entirely too easy to get around creator royalties. And just so everybody understands, creator royalties on an NFT, when you create an NFT, like for my NFTs, if you're buying one from me on OpenSea, there will always be a 10% fee that is a kickback to me as the creator for anything that I do. But if you are on some of these other platforms, OpenSea included now, they have eliminated that fee. And so you can set it at 0. So if you are the person who likes to do that, you can do that. But this hits on something that's bigger, and we don't have a lot of time, but it's taking something off chain and stopping the attribution to the creator, because NFTs are great because the royalty is like automatic attribution. Like, you don't have to say Nicole Maxwell created this, because when you purchase it from me, unless I say otherwise, I am going to get a bonus or a boost or a royalty from every single time that NFT transacts, as long as you keep it where I keep it. Like, I'm real sentimental about the stuff that I do, all of it. And so when I create an NFT, that NFT is where I want it to be. So if I create it on Tezos, it's where I want it to be. If I put it in my technical NFT store, it's where I want it to be. If it's out on Blackverse, that's where I want it to be. If it's at the Funkin' Future Festival, if it's on that particular NFT platform, that's where I want it to be. If it's out on Zora, it's because that moment was special for me. And so when you acquire an NFT from me, there's some meaning behind that. Now I understand that, like, not everybody's like that, but you should be, because your community is what matters, and your community are the people who are supposed to be acquiring your works. If you're a member of a community, especially one of mine, and you understand how I feel about certain things, and then you take my NFT and you move it to a platform that does not give me my due as the creator, that's foul. That is just foul. And that's what I'm going to say about that. I understand that this is a decentralized space, so people are going to do what they're going to do. But as a community, like, we still are supposed to be regulating what people do within our communities. We don't need government regulation, because as communities, we self-regulate. So self-regulate that crap right on out of these communities, because that's not what this space was created to do. Yes, you can take it off chain and have it sit in your wallet and not be on chain. Like, that's your right. But those transactional royalties should still come to me as the creator, because I put this thing out into the world, right? All right, that is what I wanted to say for the day. It's been a long show. We got a lot going on. Don't forget to tap in for spring break in the metaverse with me. Don't forget to pick up your She Shamrock 2023. The collection will be on OpenSea, and there is a royalty for that. So I meant it. Don't forget to connect with me at mirror.xyz/technical.eth. And if you want to tap into my birthday, you can hit me up at Cash App, $technical. And if you want to hit me up in Ethereum, that is the preferred token, you can hit me up at technical.eth. And that is absolutely fine too. And then if you want to, what else? AI artwork is coming, so metamindshift.com. You can just connect with me at metamindshift.com. That's where like everything else is. So technical.eth or $Cash App or $technical on Cash App. My birthday's tomorrow. I appreciate all of you in advance. I'm going to have a great time. And, that's it. This is Nicole, and my voice is resting. And we're going out with commercials. Thank you to the EE Testing Center. Thank you to Artsy and VR. Tap into the Black Women of Metaverse, a conference that's coming up. Tap into support Erica Renee with TBI Uncovered here on Max Distro. Tap into Max Distro because Max Distro is fun. Tap into the EE Testing Center out in Los Angeles if you are in the area and you need proctored testing. And again, thank you to my friend over there. You're awesome, and I appreciate you endlessly. What else? I'm missing something. I feel like I'm missing something. But yeah, let's do this.